Today we're making bread. This is a really simple recipe. It takes about 2.5 hours from start to finish. I'm going to take off my coat and let's get started. First, you want to start by dissolving 2 1/4 ounce packages of yeast in 2.5 cups of warm water. I always made this recipe with Fleischmann's yeast, but now that I live in Milwaukee, I use Red Star. When I first moved here, I used to love driving on the 94 freeway, right about 35th where the factory used to be. They've since moved and it's still in Milwaukee, but I used to love the smell of the yeast fermenting. Now that I've dissolved the yeast in the warm water, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 teaspoons of salt, and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Now I'm going to whisk all these ingredients together, making sure that the salt and the sugar are dissolved. Now I'm going to add some flour. I'm going to start with 4 cups. Depending upon the moisture level and the humidity level of where you're cooking and when you're cooking, and your flour and the type of flour that you use, I know that sounds like a lot, but stay with me, it's going to take about 4 to 6.5 cups. Always start with 4. Beat her till she's smooth with a wooden spoon. I've slowly incorporated the flour and it should look like this. See that? It's kind of lumpy. I'm going to slowly add up to 2.5 more cups of flour and beat this until it's a smooth, elastic dough. That's after 5 cups. This is after 6 cups. So now I'm going to turn it out onto my floured surface. The kneading part's really easy. You're just going to take both of your palms and push away from you and flip that back over. Turn the dough a quarter turn, push it away, fold it back over. Keep doing that. It's really easy. You'll get a quick motion and a rhythm going and it goes something like this. I'm going to knead this for about 6 to 8 minutes until it's nice and smooth and elasticy. Okay, do you see this? This is nice and elastic. Look, when I poke my fingers in, it comes back pretty quick. That's what we're looking for. So this is nice and elastic now. You can see it's got a great pliability to it. I'm rolling a seam at the very bottom. Okay? So what I'm going to do is get this all into a nice little ball here. I'm going to put this into an oiled bowl. I'm going to move it around so the oil gets on the bowl. The ball of dough will oil the bowl itself. I'm going to flip this over. Make sure it's covered on all sides. Now I'm going to cover this with plastic and a towel and place this in a warm area in my kitchen for about an hour. I want this to rise until it doubles in volume. Costume change. Truth of the matter is, the reason for the costume change is I'm having some really special friends over for dinner tonight. So, it has been about an hour, and this is what my bread looks like now. Ta-da! They say you're supposed to punch down your dough, but all that love I put into this, I'm not punching it down. I'm going to push down on a little bit. Julia said never punch it down. I'm not going to punch it down. So I'm going to push this down. You can hear the air coming out of there. That's the active yeast parts. All right. Now I'm going to take this out of the bowl and transfer it onto a cutting board. I'm going to take my bench scraper and cut this in half because this is going to make 2 layers. Now, what I have done today is I want this bread to be a little special, so I roasted off some garlic. I'm going to take what is about 1/2 of a head of garlic and put it in here. And then I'm going to roll this over and form a really nice shaped log, pushing the top to the bottom and the seam on the bottom. Now I'm going to repeat this for the second loaf. Put the garlic in there. I'm gonna roll this over, roll the seam on the bottom, and tuck the bottom under to form a seam at the bottom of the loaf of dough. On a cookie sheet, I have lots of cornmeal. That's usually all I do. However, tonight, I put a little caraway seeds and some poppy seeds. Now I'm gonna lift these onto the baking sheet. The cornmeal and the seeds are gonna prevent it from sticking while it bakes. You probably can't see the saran wrap on my counter, but I want you to pour some oil on some saran wrap. Run it around with your fingers, get it all over the saran wrap. Cover the bread with the oiled saran wrap. Cover it with a towel. So there it is, it's been about 30 minutes. Carefully peel the saran wrap off of the bread. Take an egg white and about a teaspoon of water and mix it until it's really frothy, like this. Okay, now I guess you're supposed to use a brush with this, but I like to use my hands. I like to just rub a little bit of this right on the bread. You do this for two reasons. One is it's going to help develop a really nice crust, and two, it's going to help the topping stick. Today, I'm going to use a little kosher salt, sesame seeds, and a little poppy seeds, because I have them. Take a really sharp knife or a razor and score about 3 to 6 cuts across the top of the bread. Put these in a 400-degree oven for about 25 minutes until the crust is nice and golden brown. The bread's ready. And that's how quick and easy it is to make some home-baked bread. This is my favorite part. Go bake yourself some bread.